people. It's the voice of the Lord. Live in harmony, and you're in touch with God. Someday, my people.
Some kind of problem we got in Jamaica that crime rate is rising high as I would tell it to you. The police getting scared as I would say. The soldier man getting scared too. They all are scared about the bulls, I would tell you. Of the cattle. School fees are very bad, man. Never understand. The school fees are picking up like little Jacana. School fees are carrying skank. And the school fees are carrying bucky. Oh, we live till the school fees very lucky. Yeah. Not to form an anti-school fees societies, I would say. Where we can live in love and unity. School fees are bad, bad man. School fees are man you could never understand. School fees with bad mentality. School fees no live for no equality. About the school fees man. The school fees man. Some kind of man you could never understand. I would tell you guys to come and don't hear what I've been telling you. From the public. School fees go me the round town and them S90 at night is really terrific. That to create a kind of society where man can live in love and unity. And school fees got no equality, as I would tell you. We got to live for tomorrow. To you, but I say you gotta find some kind of peace in your heart. As I would tell you, we will never part. As I would say, whole lot of cats are looking for war. As I would say, while they look for war, they gotta stay far. Maybe they gotta stay to Venus and Mars, you know. We them can find some kind of star. As I would tell you. I would say, catering for the mood the people living today, as I would tell it to you, come on down with me. Each and every one they got to liberate, to live for liberation, and that would be great. Brothers, you got to be free from the chain of slavery. Joining hands and hands in unity and show the word love for merrily, as I would say. Get on the track till the king is back, as I would tell you. When I take a stand with double attack. Don't you be like a man called Mr. Man, cause I would tell you down the rhythm track. When the music hits you, you got to stick with it, you know. Gotta keep on moving like a JoJo. Like some kind of mojo, as I would say. Cats, you gotta move around and play. If you really judge a screw, then you are some kind of Bobby Boo. Madness is madness and gladness is madness. So you gotta have some kind of sadness around you. You gotta step down and give me a trouble. And until you want me on the scene of the double. flowers I would tell you, baby. Never try to have no hate in your mind. Find a peace you will find, as I would say. Blue daddy, you never blew before. Coming from Jamaica way. A kind of soul of deal with no kind of wild, I would say. Deal with no violence, you will go down in silence. Be some kind of abscondence or go over the fence. I really don't mean this for no pretense, you know. Shooby-dooby, come on down with me. And be my spree, I'll be free like a bird in a tree. War is ugly, as I would tell you. When I see ugly, I mean double ugly. But be the one to double. Put away your trouble, like I say. The slick one guy to move a groove. Oh baby, let me see you move along. Swing along, swing along, swing along.
I am Special Agent 008, licensed to kill on any hill, whosoever I will. I'm a rougher than a rougher, now I'm tougher than tough. I'm tougher than a bucket, so who no get it? I lucky them lucky. Back up! I no trouble you, and you should never make it trouble you. And if you want double trouble, you will get it. Just check out, and you will double. Good guys, I am Special Agent 008, licensed to kill on any hill, whosoever I will. Back up! I wanna trouble you and trouble you. And you should never make it trouble you. If you want trouble, you will get it. Cause when I tell you, I am double trouble. Good guys! Who no get it? I lucky them lucky. Cause when I tell you, I'm tougher than tougher. I'm a rougher than a rough. Tougher than a bucket. Tougher than iron. Good guys! Who no get it? I lucky them lucky. So when I tell you, I'm a rougher than a rough, and I'm tougher than tough, tougher than a bucket, tougher than iron. Good guys, back up! I am Special Agent 008, licensed to kill on any hill, whosoever I will. Back up! Never trouble. Cause when I take a stop, I check it up. I am double trouble. Good guys, and you should never trouble. Cause when I tell you, I am double trouble. I who not get it, I lucky them lucky. Tougher than a bucket, tougher than iron. Back out! You better win your girl and tell the world that I really love her. So hold her tight, cause when I tell you, I'm tougher than tough, and I'm a rougher than rough, tougher than a bucket.
When you
What you have sowed today, you will reap tomorrow. He is not a fool. He just teaches the school, and he will reach his goal. He reaches goal every day. Everywhere, oh, in everywhere. It was a rat seed. It was another man. He was also high as he gave his time, because he knows all is for. He's a rat young man.
Why keep a good man down when he can help you out? You may be down someday, and he'll show you the way. Never ever play the fool. Live by the golden rule, and you will reach your goal. You reach your goal someday. Try to live good, my friend, like brothers and sisters. Just let love into your heart. You never part from the right. Lend a helping hand whenever you can. What you have sown today, you'll reap tomorrow. Never ever play the fool. Live by the golden rule, and you will reach your goal. You reach your goal someday. Lend a helping hand whenever you can. What you have sown today, you'll reap tomorrow. Never ever play the fool. Live by the golden rule, and you will reach your goal. You reach your goal someday. Ooh, yeah,
Yes, greetings with the radio. So I bring some consciousness in the fullness from the voice of our Imam, W.D. Muhammad, looking at moral crisis. I tell you. So we want to lift off in this section because our Islamic understanding the way of life.
Religion is faith, and religion is knowledge. But you can't have the knowledge unless you first have the faith. And that's for most things. We want to see our material life improve. As a community, as a body of people, as Muslims, as African American Muslims, we want to see our material life improve. It cannot improve without faith. And circumstances that we have been exposed to as a people in our neighborhoods, in our homes, and etc., the things that have influenced our souls and our spirits have put us in a situation where it's very difficult to have faith. We have seen so many false black leaders, or African American leaders, come up and promise us big things and let us down. And we have seen so many impressive movements come up for blacks, lift our expectations and let us down. And some of us are aware that this wasn't done all because of our shortcomings as people. No. There have been people who have, from the establishment, from the American establishment, there have been people who have organized efforts, organized influences, organized even activities to take our mind away from intelligent life and planning and put our life in a playpen, in a fun place. Yes, and made it very difficult for us to even get control of our own environment. They have the money, they can build a big facility to bring in entertainers, and they decide what entertainers come in and sing in these big facilities. So our culture has not been in our control or under our control. Our culture has been in the hands and in the controls of those who want to make big money. They don't want to see you get serious. If you get serious about taking over your neighborhood and doing something about the supplying your neighborhood with clothing, food, services, whatever, they know if that happens, you'll have less money for fun time. And they are really the ones who are providing you with most of your fun life. Even though we have great rappers, we have great performers, in order for them to perform, they have to go to a facility that's big enough to take the audience. And we don't have facilities big enough to take the audience. So they control the performers, and they control what comes to us as entertainment. Now we talk about culture. You know, culture is a very broad term. But usually when we hear culture, we really think of entertainment culture, don't we? Yes, when we think of culture, we're thinking of the entertainment culture. But education is culture. Education is the most important part of a people's culture. Correct education. Yes. And we don't control that either. And we don't have to necessarily control that, but we should try to control the entertainment culture that's provided for us. We should try to control it ourselves. I will never be pleased until we are in control of our entertainment culture. No, I'll never be pleased, because that's how they are mastering our souls and keeping our souls from developing out of the water to be established upon the land. In structures of business structures, schools, masjid, schools, business facilities, etc. The soul cannot be satisfied, brother, just at a party. If you're a real human, your soul wants to feel that it achieves something more than just a fun place. Yes. The soul will never rest until it has established community life. That's why Islam and Christianity and Judaism places the responsibility on the believers to establish their own neighborhood life, their own community life. It's difficult with so many powerful, greedy elements working against that now in the world. You know, everybody just care more about getting over on the next person. Yeah. So you want to make your enemies happy? Keep spending most of your time listening to funk and rock and all that stuff, and watching that stuff on TV and movie screens. Just keep doing that, and you are strengthening your enemies. You're making them very strong and comfortable, so comfortable and strong they can sleep and rest while you play in your playpen.
That's right. Sir. Allahu Akbar.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you. Religion is faith and knowledge. Faith and knowledge. And what did our prophet say? He said, you will never get into paradise until you have faith. And you will never have faith until you practice loving one another. You know, when you look at what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was able to achieve, now we know he had an army to help him get what he wanted, called the FOI, the military, the FOI. You know, most of them that was supporting the Honorable Elijah Muhammad were not supporting him because they were forced. Not supporting him because of the captain or the lieutenant or supreme captain or whatever that. They were supporting him because they believed in him and they loved what he was doing. That's why they were supporting him. So we had faith in him. And that's why he was successful in accomplishing material things, accomplishing his material goals, you know, reaching the material goals. Because we had faith in him. We supported him heavily with our money, even though we're poor. We gave much of it, more percentage of it than was justified. We were just very, very interested in seeing his accomplishments come to reality, be fulfilled, be established. So we would give big percentage of our poor salary, our income, to help the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's plan for us. So you have to have that faith now. If you lost faith, and I understand it, if you lost faith in black leadership, that's okay. I'm not asking you to have faith in black leadership. I'm asking you to have faith in religious leadership. And not just to have faith in it, but get some knowledge. Get some knowledge so you can grow on the land as well as swim in the water. Huh? You know, you swim and float in water, do the dog pedal and all that, you know. Dog pedal to keep your head above water. Dog pedal to keep your head above water. How you doing, dog? Hey, brother dog, how you doing, dog? That's what the youngsters say, isn't it? Hey, dog, where you been, man? Dog. I'm glad they stopped barking in the shows. That show irritated me. Be watching the movie. Now, that's evidence that they have stepped out of what they were in under the leadership of the past. I mean, we had better leaders who were more sincere and less interested in big-time show for themselves and big money for themselves. They were interested in their people. Yes. That time is gone almost, you know, completely. We still have some wonderful leaders, though, but they're very few, and they're not seen and known. Most of them are not seen and known. But time is changing. Now, what this presentation is all about here is getting us to understand or have the knowledge of our life, how it has been affected by developments in history, beginning firstly with religion and then with culture. In the Arabic language, the term black, quote black, has meanings or definitions similar to meanings in American English or language and culture. The word of respect, Mr., or the address of respect, Mr. So-and-so and so. If you say that in Arabic, the root meaning, it comes from a root that refers directly to the color or to the hue black or blackness. The word of respect, Mr., addressing males, is a term literally meaning black. We use the same term referring to females by putting a feminine expression to it, by making it grammatically feminine, but it's still the term black. And you say Mrs. Instead of Mr. Title of respect. The word Sudan is Arabic. That word is Arabic, Sudan. And it comes from the root word too, meaning black, darkness, or black. The word Saudi for the peninsula Saudi Arabia also comes from the same word, meaning black. Root meaning is black or darkness. The term for west is in Arabic, Maghrib. and there are others too. The root meaning black or blackness. Black or blackness. So there's evidence in the language that we still have in current language that is spoken by Arabs and by other Arab-speaking people, who are many. Most of the Arabic-speaking people are not Arabs. The religion, which gives us the Quran, from God, in Arabic, is the reason why so many people that are not Arabs speak Arabic. In fact, the people who live on lands that were mostly populated by Arabs, but they are not Arabs, they speak Arabic because they live in those lands. Like we speak English, we live here, in this land, in this English-speaking environment. They also speak Arabic, and when they say God, they have no other word respecting the concept or that idea better than Allah. They say Allah. They're not Muslims. They say Allah. See, so if we don't have some knowledge, we just can't have faith. We have to be taught. We have to be led in knowledge, so we become more knowledgeable. Yeah.
Yes. So that's to make others out there understand that we do not deal with mysticisms. We deal with, as the Imam said, knowledge. And the knowledge is the knowledge from the Quran, the knowledge from the creator of everybody, everything in this universe and in this little place called Earth. Now some people will object, but why is you objecting? From now until, God willing, the secular Christmas, you will be able to define, is it a joke? Is it a serious thing? Is it real? What is this? Al-Islam. So I will continue from last week, this week, God willing, until the European secular world Xmas, without badging on about Jesus and Ray. So people can recognize and hear what is it that Muslims do and how Muslims try to organize their institutions their family, which is the institution, and then the society, which is the community across the earth. Then we will come to the final conclusion, which is an illusion really, how the Western world and everybody, especially that France, tries to make Al-Islam toxic. And the more them do that, the more their people rise to Islam. So what have they done? They have prohibited our sisters, see, they're trying to undress our sisters from attending institutions with their hijabs. And now them leave from the hijab, them say long clothes. And the whole human rights people them and United Nations, nobody's saying anything. You understand? Because the presence of Al-Islam and the practicing mu'min and mu'mimin will bring about, would retain the moral high ground. Not just the religious dogma, the moral high ground for humanity. And prosperity for the universe. Yes. So, by the time we get there, you will see, people will see and hear. You will ask, yes, you will definitely see and hear, and then you can conclude. But mysticism is not our thing. It's not our thing. Howbeit, we're going to talk about the inner of the world. Which inner of the world? The inner of the world when man, if man continue to behave in an atrocious way, and like our scientists and others are trying to make millions and are change the food, this GM, then I'm the patience, number one, in waiting for the seasons them, and then for the delivery of the food. They want to hear start up, and they want to tell us that they're improving. And they have used women in that because they take the pips out of the grapes and so forth. And most of their women are saying, this is much better, this is marvelous and everything. And from those adverts, they kind of influence others. But commonly, the Muslim hadn't got the stage, and all the other righteous people them to say, well, hold on. You understand? Or we're going to grow these things now when you have no seed. So they are controlling those who, the ones who do the GM, them have their farms and their setups. And them is the people who have produced this thing. So when you work it out, farming and farmers will become extinct. Farmers, you know? So this is the world that we believe in, our grandchildren and grandchildren within. Because some of us behave like shit, we're going to be here all the while. And nothing go so. Anyhow, so in my way, we're going to bring preview Al-Islam. You see? Al-Islam to the world from my station. You understand? Yes. Gradually, I've been doing so many things, and those who've been following, they would have see them and I say, wait. Right? Gradually. You understand? Because some people need to be matured, and some people need to recognize, you know what I mean? And some people already have their own narratives based on things they've heard and not understood and not investigated. That's very clumsy. You understand? And then, as our Imam just now was explaining about the term black, and we meant to have discussed that, to put that in a corner, because we're Africans, we just happen to be dark. Yes. And we want to put also in the corner the Arab, and him just put that in the corner for those who was listening. You understand? Very clearly, right? And there be so many things we'll be bringing, I'll be bringing, and my brethren them, to the table to present to people. You take it or leave it. It doesn't matter. The fact is, we're putting it out there. You understand? Because it's our life and it's our death. We are live it. You understand? We're not nobody not hijack us. We are live it. And we are read. And we are practice. And we know what we're reading. And we know what we're practicing. Simple things. So, we want to straighten up our faculties in relation to looking at how is it that we've been led into plain amusement, why we're so valuable for the secular world, and how is it that we have been so dismissive of ourselves. It's all by design. But the pastors, they're not shepherds. And many of them who intended good finish up having a salary. There's nothing wrong with having a salary. There's nothing wrong with having a salary. But there's something wrong in this. The aim is the salary when the objective was not the salary. So we have troubles over that side. And that's why the education, the direction, the accountability is not being seen any part of the diaspora for us. And then when something does crack and there's an exposure, it's always about some mysticism, like the guy the other day, there at Jamaica. It was bright, the way him speak. People fall into this thing, being a prophet, being a this, being a that. And whoever train him and put him on the people them, him himself got sacrificed. Can finish up trying to sacrifice people. Then the system behave like they never knew of him. A lie. You understand? Right? A lie. So all of those things, and then we have different ones, you know, them come and charm the people, them and everything, right? So when you wear those situations up, and then look at the governments, and then you ask yourself, what is happening? The people can only be hook, line, and sink because the governments are not helping the general population. They might help themselves and those who manage them. So anybody, including me, can come and talk nicely to them and give those people in those poverty-stricken districts, give them some meaning and aid them with some things. Yes, whether it's pen, paper, pencil, rubber, calculator, computer, anything. Once I'm consistent for 6 months or 1 quarter, 3 months, and then technically advance them in marketing. What's that? The food that them get from the piece of land that most of them have. Show them how to economize with that. Yes. Maybe a couple of sewing machines. And give somebody the women them that is been trying for so long. Leave the hairdressing and go sewing machine and some food stuff, and then a minibus for go down the market and sell the produce and come back and aid them children to go to school. The people them think say that means a top notch. Never mind saying that me's a righteous man. Them thinks him is a top notch. He's a top thief. And it goes on. We've been there. We all have been there. You understand? And then them use some righteous words here and there and mysticize the people. We've been there. So what is our culture attaché, the general administration and the governments, what are they doing? See? Now, it's not I'm not saying that we don't have, we can call it rogues. We don't have rogue Muslims. We do. Here in England, we have some serious problems outside of London. Serious problems. The only thing is, they're not all Muslims, but the fact is, the majority of them is. And people may say that the Muslim communities are trying hush hush. No, it isn't the Muslim community. It is the power at B that use these things, keep them, and then when them have a bag of things, them just dash them all out there. So then you get all 4 months of pure bad news, terrible news concerning Muslims or Muslim names. We become immune to it. Yeah? So the COVID come 19 months and plus, and there was nothing. There's nothing. So then the people them say them leave Afghanistan, and then there's a whole heap of thing. Taliban, 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 and it goes on. No, you look at UNICEF, and UNICEF has made so much videos and the charities and everything, and they're showing you Afghanistan, children in need and and women in need and so forth. Now, over 20-something years, them people over there beat up the people them, mash up the people them, kill the people them. Nobody never seen nothing about no child poverty, no this, that, and that. They were just killing people and doing whatever else they were doing. Now they have left. Here come Mr. Sympathies. And you know who supports them? The general population of the country, the United Kingdom. Because the people are charitable. And they will follow that narrative to say, well, why we help some people? What did the European unions and everybody decided to do? They take the most intelligent, affluent people them out of Afghanistan. They made it seem like they just did it. But that's how they destabilize and crack other countries. So the children that's there, they will never know. They will never grow. They will grow up, they become strong, they get older. But intellectually, mentally, they will never grow. The same thing with Syria. They mash it. Same thing with Iraq. Mash it. Same thing with Libya. Mash it. Now they're spreading propaganda concerning China. China and Russia is the target. Terrible. Terrible. And Islam, Muslims is there. So you just have to read the thing and understand. But we're trying to show ourselves that Al-Islam is not the enemy of any human being. And it's definitely not the enemy to any African. It's not. But those who want to deal with historical this and historical that, and want to make out that there are this and there are that, they can continue, but the fact remain is, Islam is not in a competition, and Muslims is not in a competition with other people, faith, belief, or so. But when it come to that thing where they say Jesus Christ, well, Muslims have to clear them ones up. Definitely. Clear it up. And we only clear it up when people we cross their path or they cross our path, and there's a dialogue. Other than that, we're very contented because this is the life that we profess to live and follow. It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God Almighty's business, not ours. We hear, and God knows we try to obey. Simple. I mean, like myself, when we come to them part there. So, what you're seeing on the screen, that's how, these are the actions that we all do, male, female, and children, for prayer. So now you can see from this, we cannot have, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what He's created. And I don't mean He as in a masculine or human being, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows us, His creation. So a woman will not be next to any man, and a woman will not be in front of any man in prayer. Because all of these positions we both have to do. What would be a distraction? Work it out for yourselves. Praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God involved in the church and the sustainer of all the worlds. So I'm going to drop my two tune them and say something more, and then we're gone. Short and sweet. Can I really do that?
Strongest of the structures in the night. We got to keep us alive. If you have strong faith, you will stay alive. If you live with love, you shall survive. Things and times so rough. Don't it get so tough. We never get enough. The Lord is near and the Lord is near and yes, He must be near and things and times so rough. each time you pass them by. In their own way. Yes, in their own way. The way you live and
Yes. You see when we play that tune, what I did really would like for being in like a church or somewhere, and play it and then ask the congregation, what is it that they have heard? Yeah. Serious thing. Young Dennis Emmanuel Brown, I tell you. Yeah. Gussie Clark production. A recording. Yeah. So why did I stop it? Is to say that really, and we as a people, the children of the slave in the diaspora, in the Caribbean and so, we are beautiful people, But we lost our vision as a people. And we have not recognized, to me, we have not recognized that there are forces that are so determined to transform us. And in these years and years now, it wasn't me. And various other organizations and peoples have been able to distort reggae music. And it's not the music, it's the people, them who, the young ones who gravitate to what should have been part of them, as in reggae, and merge themselves with people who've influenced them, that they be only marketable if them do things this way. So what was generally reggae is not reggae. And those who know better than me even got tricked. And they allowed themselves to get tricked because they wanted to make money. Because dance hall is where we string up for we sound. Not just England. Blues is where we have a thing in a house. Yeah? But dance hall is where we got town hall, hotel, some place, some arena and everything. I string up the sound. So this pressing thing to say dance hall worked. But the dance hall now, the people them who support the sound that was allegedly coming with these persons that they were showing them the reggae thing, them can't market that. Them go into clubs that look like strip clubs. I mean, don't know what you call them place. But people are do pole dancing and bottle dancing and nakedness. And then them carry some DJ, some person that make a whole heap of noise on a microphone. and make the young women them feel brave, make them feel confident and brave. Not even confident, brave about themselves. And people feel say that this is all right, and it continued. So those type of places and those type of activities change the image and the face of what is reggae. And what was the highlight in relation to what we call the performance of a reggae act or a reggae artist or artists, a reggae group of singers like the Diamonds and the Wailing Souls and all these peoples. And a Sly and Robbie. Nah. They will want to hear the sound, but they don't want to see them. And it come to a point they don't want to hear that sound again. They want to hear the computer sound, they don't want to hear that sound again. And now it's gone to the stage where some of the artists, that's within the culture, that retain them dignity. They must show them what they would approve of and what they disapprove of. Calling something act. And they're tying all of that down to sexual connotations and rare as well. But them don't want to hear to me. They don't want us to be ourselves. They want to control what we do. Now, how is that and why is that so necessary? Because transitions in life happens. But we don't, to me, as I was a statutory employee, I don't think we pay attention to it. We just think that are replacements. Yes, but no. Transitioning, man. A different generation of politicians across Europe and in England are young, very young peoples. When people look at the front line, them see a particular individual or set of individuals and them thinks that is government. Stop being so stupid. Government is a big institution. Have responsibilities for so many sectors of society. Society is government. Government is the one that orchestrates what we call society. That's what it is. So when I'm going on about our islands them with so much poverty, bloody hell, and the football pitches them, and people who own football teams and pitches have do more every week than any one of the island. And how atrocious and hideous that is. And people have voted for persons. But get back to the point. This is what transition is. So within that, there are people here that might not be too sympathetic with African people. And there may be some that don't like black people, period. As in like in Africa, and allow Africa some free rope, allow so much of our children to penetrate universities in the next 7, 10 years. That's destructive. And when that come to that level, you know, so that the ones them that don't make university graduates, then the secondary, they're making nothing there either. So what them turn out to be? Sport people and music people. And when you ask most children what they want to be, them tell you, say, music, them tell you art. Just arts. And the people them in the school influence them to song and dance, art. Transitioning. So if you have that type of thing taking place, how much of them think about being their own employer? Money is talked about. Nice apartments is talked about. Strange clothing is awarded to them. So now naturally you feel very important. So what we would generally call culture and Africanness is gone. The teenagers don't want to hear that. And that's because so many transitions have happened, and institutions within those transitions and officers in those transitions are in place now. And this change of order is permanent. So which family that ain't like a Muslim family and a Hindu or Sikh family is going to change and lead their family, i.e. their children? There's none. Because we don't have institution. We do not have institution. We don't have bank. We don't have school, and we don't have clinics, schools. We don't have that. So whatever our children get, them have to take. And we behave like we're in total contentment, which we really are, because for once to behave like that, that means you've given up. We've given up. They say, well, sure. Nothing gonna work out. But things cannot happen or change without an action and serious intention. Now, I must look and see what it is that I am projecting. I ain't begging no black man, no white man or anybody to be a Muslim. I'm just showing that the best of life is right here, Al-Islam. That's all I'm showing. Like it or not. Just like me can play some music and me tell you that me play some of the best music, and one day me go play some music and say, well, only me I play the music there now. And them soon come. You understand? So, and that's the fun part. But in terms of the way of life, we've lost it. As Caribbean people and black people in the wilderness of North and South America, which we call the diaspora, we've lost it. And we're being transformed. So by the time I get round to my century, I'm going to show people them that we are discussing, and we have some time. How long that is, I don't know, right? That we can try and do something to help our children and their future. that we can do something now, immediately, to help our children and their future. Because if we don't leave them with something stable, they're going to be slaves. They're going to be slaves. That's it, factual. So, we're going to go back to my Imam. Yeah, we're going to go back to my Imam. In a second.
If I should hate any other girl and forgive her, you I will never forget. You do me the same thing over and over, and then you say you're looking another.
See why me play that one? Because we had so much respect for our mothers. We had so much respect for women. So much respect for women. And even Rasta come and sing. You understand? So it wasn't a thing that other people are sing all kind of lovey-dovey and things. It was the norm. And we appreciate everyone, everything. And we don't want to call girls them bad name. And that's why me play them earlier tune with Ira and so. Come on, man. We were somewhere. We were going somewhere. And all those years, the people them who assess and evaluate us and see that their prisons weren't filling and our kind of atrocities were not happening, and the possibility of us recognizing certain things, so then come and try distort. And that distortion is something they've been working on for years. They interfere with our homes and create law within social services and the care services on how our parents raised us. Yes. Next thing you know, they'll be questioning the children them at schools and different places to ask them, what did your mother and father do to them? So now they make the law so that you can't chastise your child. Them call that brutalization. And that hurt the African Caribbean family badly. Because a lot of youth, them use that thing there and go tell the people them something, and many of them finish up in care. And them live in hostile accommodation. And them become the first criminals that we had. And then there were some of them that were bright. And what them do? Them section them. And after some years, them let them out on us. And what did they do? They go and commit crimes. And what was the crime? They're not thief nothing. Them stab up people. Them kill people. Go in a school and kill primary school people, children. Go in a hospital, go in a train station. All these things they've done to us. And the others, them that's not so active, them just, they dip on the street day and night, night and day, until those people come and collect them and carry them back to a clinic or somewhere. And some of them, they don't even collect them, just live outside. And that's us. All those things are not being tackled. No, me see some people want to tackle mental health. You're late. Since 80s, we there upon that. And since 2002, I retired from statutory employment. So now it gone full circle and come back round. It should never have stopped. But it'll leak out because people are getting money from City Hall and these things to do certain things and so forth. And we need to stop that. We need to have our own agenda. And then it becomes systematically structured that it is happening in Bradford, Leeds. It's happening in Manchester. It's happening in Derby, Nottingham, Birmingham, Leicester, London. I saw things used to run, you know. But now we're part of the whole change that we're too important, and now we have phone in we pocket, we have computer anyway hand. Yo, we're terrible. We're terrible.
Abu Alam, Imam Warsi bin Muhammad. Takbir! 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 Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Praise be to Allah. Dear beloved Muslim people who've gathered here, friends and supporters of AMCOP, Assalamu alaikum. This is really a wonderful time for me and for us to meet here in Houston, Texas. And this facility here is a very nice facility. And the atmosphere here is very good. You know, they say those animals that have lived in their natural habitat, they're more sensitive than animals that have been taken out of their natural habitat and raised in an unnatural environment. And I think I live in the natural habitat. And believe me, I'm very sensitive. And when I walked in here, I said, oh, this is going to be all right. Praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah. Really wonderful. I appreciate the opportunity to, the honor that you have extended to me, to invite me here to address you on this occasion. I want to speak for a few minutes on a thought that I think is a very productive thought. And I find this idea in our holy book, in the Quran, and I find it in the wisdom of the ancients, not only in our holy book, but I find it in the wisdom of the ancients. I believe it goes back to our first ancestor, who's called Adam. And that is a belief in staying in touch with your potential, your ability. That's a very productive idea, very productive idea. Many people are successful in life, and it's because they are conscious of their potential. They live with a conscious awareness of what they can do. Potency is power. Potential is a capacity to produce, to manifest power. Now, the difference between the people who succeed in life and the people who fail is just that. The failures go on not aware of their potential, not aware of their capacity to produce. Allah intends that we be aware of our potential, that we be aware of our power, that we be aware of our capability. Allah intends that we be aware of this. For Allah has told us in many places in Quran, in the Holy Book Quran, Allah has told us in many places of our excellence, of our capabilities. And once we recognize that, once we come face to face with the wealth of resources that we have in our own being, and really see it, but no one has to motivate us anymore. No one has to push us and drive us to where we have to go anymore. We are a living soul from that moment on, and we function without being driven. That's freedom. And anyone who's come into that kind of realization and have realized that that was a mercy or a blessing of God to them, because you don't come into that by conscious effort. You just wake up one morning and that strikes you. It dawns on you. Thoughts hit you out of nowhere. Because what you need to work with is right in your own hand. And from that time on, you are a moving being in this world. I feel an urge to tell people about their own power. Because I believe if they ever accept that fact, that they themselves are the greatest resources Allah has created, then the burden will be light for all of us. Anytime we have to come and wake up everybody and then walk up and down the hall with them until they're able to stand up without falling. Why, that's trouble. That's hardship. That's a setback. Yeah. And those people who are out there just making headway, they are laughing at our condition. Say, look at them. They're going down there to give them another pep talk. They got to wake them up again. But those who become conscious of their own work that God created them with, you don't have to wake them up over and over. You don't have to start from point one every time you meet them. So, well, the magnet has lost its magnetism again. So let us magnetize it so we can use it. That's a lot of work. But those who stay alive, you just say, hey, it's time to go to work again. Work. Some of them you come and say, hey, it's time to go to work. Say, hey, did you go to bed last night? I see you working. They don't have to even be told it's time to go to work. They feel the need. They feel the need, and they don't wait to be called. They say, well, here's the need, and I got time to do some work now. I'm going to take advantage of this time that I got and put it to good use. Do some constructive work. Some work to advance the people in the good way. You see, potential, conscious of one's potential. You know, the white man has succeeded in this world, and he's gotten ahead of most people in this world because of that reality. The white man is conscious of his potential. White man is conscious of his potential strength, of his potential resources. The white man is, I don't mean all white people, I said the white man. The white man is always studying new ways to get more out of his resources. Human resources, mental resources, spiritual resources. And we have to become like that. When we become like that, then we join the world of men. We join the world of men. When we become conscious of the power, the resources that we have within ourselves, we join the world of men. Now, some of you say, oh, what the Imam is suggesting is deep, profound, heavy. We're going to need somebody to go to school, attend Harvard, Yale. And find a way to put this idea into reality the Imam is talking about. No, you got energy. You got energy. You get up in the morning, you got energy. Okay, don't waste it. That's all we're talking about. Energy is a resource. That's something you got. So you get up in the morning with that energy, don't waste it. Put it to some constructive use. Say, oh, well, I work 40 hours a week. For what? If you're the average person, you're working 40 hours a week to eat, to sleep, and to have sex. And to have fun. Animals eat. Animals sleep. Animals have sex. Animals play. I want something more than that. I want to do something that animals don't do. And animals don't influence the course of life. Animals don't lead the developments in life. I would like to lead the developments in life. I would like to be responsible for taking people out of the animal groove of just being satisfied to eat, sleep, have sex, and have some fun. And change the whole picture of their life from that to the image of man. That's what I would like to be instrumental in doing. You see? So to me, that's living. To me, that's being alive as a person. And I can't think of myself living like the average person lives today, except in the grave. Yeah, if I think of myself just living as the average person lives, I see myself dead. You know, the blood has stopped in the veins. The skin has lost its glow. And the soul is gone. The body has no expression. There's nobody in this vessel anymore. That's the way I see myself when I think of myself just going to a 40-hour job. Just so me and my wife and my children will have a house and have some more food and something to drink and TV, some records in the house spinning or so, or some tape, and a chance to dance and play, or go out and see a movie, or go see a show, and come back home and rest up that night so we all can go back to the work and go to school, then Monday to continue that life, to will that life to our coming sons and daughters. I see that as no better than the life of a dog, rat, cat, mosquito, roach, snake. They all have that experience. They all have that experience. So, but we got our families. They got their families too. And I find some of those animals have more delight in their families than we do. We have to, if we are a higher species, if we are a higher creation, then we should find that plane for our own self. Where is that plane for myself? That plane for myself can't be on that animal level. Allah says, let there arise out of you a group of people calling to all that is good, prohibiting all that is bad, believing in God, loving Him, not fearing the criticism of those who criticize, To me that's saying, let there rise up a special people that are special because they have a special vision, because they have a special idea of what life is all about, because they have a special goal, a special aim in life. Let there rise up a special people, and then let them be satisfied with their own company, so that they are not affected by what people say outside of their company. Let them be satisfied with their own company, so that they won't have to compromise their life, so that they won't have to shed off some of their own characteristics, some of their own identity. They won't have to give up some of their own principles to be accepted. Let there rise up a group of people, a small group of people that'll be a world within themselves, where they won't have to feel lonely anymore. And let them live their own unique life, and let them pursue their own special goals. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. And I'm telling you, before I understood this, that was a heavy burden on me. I'm not Jesus Christ, but I felt that I walked with that heavy cross. Because I actually believe that what God has revealed must be given to everybody, and our responsibility, our duty is to work on everybody to get them to accept it. That was my belief. Believe me, that was the most miserable time of my life, because I talked to a big field of dead folks. And they couldn't distinguish between light and darkness, between filth and cleanliness, between intelligence and foolishness. And I wonder how come they couldn't respond. And I said, I have to keep trying. And I would come out again, start all over again. I said, every time I find these people, they're in the same shape I left. I preach and preach and preach, and I get a response. Everybody say, yeah, right, G. And I go back home, come back and see them maybe 3, 4 months later, and they're right where I found them the first time. Same dead folk. And then I have to preach and preach and preach, and after a while I get that response. Yeah, Chief. Some of them even say, you told us that the last time you were here. I said, my Lord, how can we work this thing out? Am I going up a hill that has no summit? Will I ever be climbing? I didn't know. And Allah blessed me with insight. Then look, have you been overlooking the words of God that are repeated so often in the Quran? It starts off with, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. It starts off separating the people. This is the book in which there is no doubt, guidance for the God-fearing. Now, I know everybody don't fear God, but this book is not for everybody. Guidance for the God-fearing. I said, well, look, Lord, thank you very much. That's been my problem. I've been out there trying to get a response from the people that don't fear God. I've been out there spending more time with the people that don't respond to God than I've been spending with the people who fear God. So I said, well, thank you very much. I said, I'm going to let them know the next time I speak to them that I'm not interested in those that are not interested in you. Then again he says that God caused the rain to fall and water all the plants alike, or all the earth alike. But up from that spot where the water fell, come up things good and things niggardly. Things good and things selfish. Selfish things. God's rain was charity. But his charity didn't produce all charitable life. Some life came up that want to give. Good. Other life came up that want to choke and taste. And he says, never will he let the believers alone. God is bothering us. Never will he let the believers alone until they be separated. That is disease from that is healthy. That is khabitha from that is tayyib. I said, my Lord, this is wonderful to understand. This takes a lot of burden off my back. So I said, now I'm going to make a point of telling these folks that I ain't out here to win the friendship of no immoral person who have set their mind to being immoral. But I'm out here to try to make friends with people like me that appreciate moral life and haven't committed themselves to immorality. Oh, I'm telling you, the burden went off. The burden went off. When I began to see these distinctions and began to understand that God didn't send the prophet to the wicked, he sent the prophets to the people who were in a wicked condition, but they were righteous in their heart. And they were just waiting for the light so that they'll have a way to come out of their wickedness. In other words, God sent the prophets to well-meaning people, not to people who had fixed their hearts on being wrong. When a person has fixed his heart on being wrong, he is a son of Satan. Now, what can you do with the children of Satan? But stay away from them if you're wise.
Yes, that's the way we talk. That's the way we act. And that's the way we teach. That's the way we reflect and understand what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling mankind. Not no kind of man, mankind. See? So you want to be dutiful in life. And we, the African, we have the moral high ground of all the cultures on this earth. Should we just give it up because we are lost in and we're being entrapped because of dunya, money? No. See? Render to Caesar what is Caesar's. That which is God, let God have it. God, this righteousness is for all of us.
For years you have used the news to confuse, misguide, and abuse. Now if you are blind and you cannot see, this is prophecy, no mystery to me. The King of Kings is Lord of all men. You have tried to confuse, mislead, misguide, and abuse. The Lion of Judah shall break every chain, give us the victory again and again. The King of Kings is Lord of all men. Shall break every chain. Break. Lion of Judah shall break every chain.
Man, I'm feeling you, Jack and Jack.
on the land. All together now, the fittest of the fittest shall survive. The strongest of the strongest stay alive. A weak heart shall take a swallow die. If you have strong faith, you will stay alive. If you live with love, you shall survive. Things and times so tough, oh yeah. Don't it get so tough? We never get enough. Jah vengeance is on the land. Jah vengeance is on the land, yeah. Cause of all the trouble in the world today. Tell me, things and times so hard. No peace, no day higher. The vengeance of Jah, it must be on the land. It must be on the land, yes. Wow.
Bless us, blessed Negroes. Bless us, Negroes. Like a voice in the wilderness, I have been trying my best just to teach mankind and save them from the storm. So let's see what's going on. Bless us, blessed Negroes. Bless us, Negroes. Like a voice in the wilderness. Here we go! Just to teach mankind and save them from the storm. So let's see what's going on. I've been living by the word of God, telling mankind how to chat. Using music as my rod, hoping they'll overstay. I feel we still gonna tell them feel it. Here we go! Bless us, blessed Negroes. Bless us, Negroes.
Pull it up, selector. Pull it up, selector.
Bless us, blessed Negroes. Bless us, Negroes.
Bomber drop, damn you! Energy! Can't tired!
Bless us, blessed Negroes.
Oh!
Bless us,
Go away, wait. Hey, you! Hey, you over there! You! Hey, you, sir!
Bless us, blessed Negroes. Bless us, Negroes. Like a voice in the wilderness, I have been trying my best just to teach mankind and save them from the storm. So let's see what's going on. I've been living by the word of God, telling mankind how to chat. Using music as my rod, hoping they'll overstay. And mankind will live as one. Well, even if I'm one in a billion people, I will always be just disciple.
See, so me no fret. Cause you not get nothing yet. You understand me? I tell you, man. Little by little, I go through my gears. You understand? I tell you. Best me name.
Hey, moving forward, yeah.
Yo, the conclusion. Boy, it could be an illusion, you know. the case in America take place, and the conclusion is on its way. So we have to tighten we belt and march.
Hey, moving forward, yeah. Forward.
Guidance.
March, march, till we get justice. March, 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 resist injustice. March, even if blood run, we will not back down. We keep on going. We keep holding on. We got no guns and no nuclear bombs, man. Unity make us strong, strong, strong. Why should we be silent while we are being down pressed? We must rise up on our feet and protest. March, march, till we get justice. March, 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 resist injustice. March, beatings and tears.
See, when them listen them lyrics, they don't get frightened. See? And then them turn around and say that I was inciting something. So here I say, guidance. Watch and see how we brighten now. Come, come.
The mirror of my eyes, I can see people crying, people dying, people need to be loved. People moving up and down through the busy streets downtown. Some are begging, some are buying, some are crying. Pressure down, and there stood before me someone preaching, let us change this world from its shames and distress. Let us build a unity to save this world and its falling race. Pressure down. Whoa, you gotta keep it down. And there stood before me someone preaching, let us change this world from its shames and distress. Let us build a unity to save this world and its falling rain.
Yes, we have to keep the pressure down. You understand me? So we have to guidance, you know.
Now, I'm not bragging. God gets the glory out of my story. He gave me the strength every day to do what I got to do. And he can do it for you too. All you got to do is ask for it. Matthew chapter 7, verse 7 say, ask and then you will receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door will be open for you. Stop sitting around acting like you waiting on God. Baby, God waiting on you. All right now. Two doors.
You see how we bright for real? So, how resourceful our Imam, he told us years and years and years and years ago. And it's factual, very resourceful. But are we mindful of that factor? Eh? Are we behaving like rodents? Are we behaving like animals that just have instinctive nature? Are we behaving like humans who have the power of thought, intellect, and decision making? Yes, we have what? Animals, them have brain too, you know, but them have instinctive nature, seeing. But we're architects. We have reason. We have thought. We can bring about things, formulate. You understand? Humans. Oh yeah, we're on a station higher than the animal. But yet still, we're not as bright as the ant. And we behave unlike the ant. Because no man within his science and his physics and chemistry is become abusive and creating toxicity on the planet in the name of power and in the name of finance, economics. Strange man. Human. So I want to bring something else quick before I go along. We're not going to play nothing with the something there. And the Muslims supposed to tell us this. The Muslims, you know, supposed to tell the African this. You see, play and amusement leaves us away from political and not the European Western political, you know, because we have to structure ourselves. So them say structure is political and everything. So it takes away from that, and it takes it away from the social parameters. It takes us away from economics, so we just hustle and we are consumers. It takes it away from defending ourselves militarily. It takes it away from key point number one, to bring all those things together, organization. You understand? Because we're lacking organization, but yet still, we're well organized and we are more sufficiently organized, and we organize ourselves when it comes to play and amusement. We perform as athletes, we perform as musicians, we perform as singers, and so forth. You understand? But back in the 60s and upwards, we were doing it within ourselves and for ourselves, right? We didn't understand the copyright publishing and these things. Some of us did and many of us didn't. But that is no reason for us to change the dynamics. That was no reason for us to make our musicians them obsolete. There was no reason why we didn't have a musical institution of music and artist support and all kind of things. So now we have so much artists them sick and need all kind of hospital attention and all kind of different things. Those systems. So it seems that we never really treasured the diamond that we had. See? And we wait for others to acknowledge and not for us to acknowledge ourselves. So really and truly just show that we don't attribute nothing to ourselves. We just go there with a glamour and so forth for someone else, and we love to perform for someone else. So all the things that we actually need right? Any part of this earth, right? We can take it for ourselves. So all the 80s and everything, all those people that have a chopperite and a whole heap of rope chain, and everybody wanna have 6 or 7 or 8 chain and a whole heap of finger, 10 finger full of ring and all kind of something like that. And then dancing car and so forth and so forth. What go on? Many of them dead. And who not dead is poverty stricken. The picture, the photographs and everything send them into mental health problems. And the videos, because all that is saying is, that was then, that was me. You understand? And that creative talent that was exposing the ills and injecting a drive. A proactive drive. And a self-consciousness and a self-awareness gone. Because there were some people there who also was exploiting the situation. But we lend all of that to our exploiters. And it's them who put us in those predicaments. So where's the money that is expanding freedom? There's nothing. We wasted ourselves. So, plain amusement. If many of the people then was listening to our Imam and Imams like him that was dealing with the Quran and not dealing with trying to carry the torch for the US and all these different peoples and become charmers. Seriously, charmers. That's why we have a whole heap of people, them both Africa and the Caribbean, charming people. And we are spiritual people. Human beings, all of us are spiritual. But the minute we make our spirituality go dormant, we are rogues. So people them who not read anything or research anything, practice anything, and figure out anything, they would always come and oppose this. But yet still them want say that them are deal with nature. Like we not know nature, and like we not deal with nature. And another one comes say them are deal with spirituality, like we not know spirituality, and so on. But it's not so much people's them fault. But when they do it in an atrocious way, like them are spread aspersions and attack, we will represent not Islam, we represent us. Because Islam no need no defense and no representation. Seriously. So stop the foolishness about Arabs and insecure men, because there's no man over here, sir, that's insecure. And there's no man over here, so that have a problem with Arab, because we know who we are. And we're also Chinese. Yo! Can you ever see them? And you're there about Africa, you say, come on, man, you're not in Africa. You're just skateboard around the place. You understand? Them have some African people that look like what we call Chinese. And don't bother come tell me, say that them eloped the other day and something happened. No, none of that. None of that at all. You understand? All in the Congo and Zaire and these places, may I tell you, slant ties and everything. You understand? It's just that them have burnt skin. You know, them dark skin, them thing that we call black. Okay. All right. So Mundell, sign off. Gone. Guidance.
Yeah, it's true to nothing but the truth. Yeah.
1 week me I go play some Mundell that some pyrotician come and interfere with, but me have the original studio tape. So me will play some acapella Hugh Mundell. Hey yo, don't try broke in my yard, you know. I tell you. Yeah, me have some snakes them both here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true to nothing but the truth. Yeah.
Them snake, they will swallow you, you know. Me I tell you, man, swallow you.
Yeah,
There be
it's
nothing
true
left.
to nothing but the truth. Yeah.
Watch it.
Run, run, run. Revolution a come. Run, run, run. Revolution a come.
And I think it's a joke, innit? I think it's a joke. Stay there and laugh.
When we are hungry and have no food to eat, when we are thirsty and there's no water to drink, we won't give up from praising Jah. We never stop praising Jah.
Sin. So what, Rasta? You're not praying no more. You're not praising no more. What you do? You make social commentary time after time. Too much wasting, man. Too much things wasting. You understand? Yo, Glenn. Where they? One day soon. Oh, gosh. Georgie.
Never again, no. No, never again. Never again right now. I'll never make the same mistake again. No, no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Someone once told me to use my head and not my heart. That's the wisest thing to do. Never you hurry from the start. But I didn't listen. I crossed my fingers and took her to the church. Now she's been dissing. I keep lying to myself, saying it could be worse. Don't know which way to go. Don't know which way to turn. About the next time that I fall in love, I'm gonna be sure she's the one for me, lady. I know the next time that I fall in love, I'm gonna be sure she's the girl for me, lady.
Yo, Marcia text me and she stop it, play she tune. Play her tune. So hear this, gone. Yo, Marcia, you know come home. You now say cool, you know. Or what? You leave me by myself, what happened?
You so high and mighty. You so high and mighty. You so high and mighty. If you run, come and down me down. yourself first. Overshow. Bountiful.
Guidance.